Okay, we all back? We all vibing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
forget to restart your music,
Mm-hmm.
In the house of the
in the house
inventor.
of the inventor.
I just want this acapella DM vibe right
All right. So we will return close to the southern shores of Arcavios, just about a day and a half south of Silk Meadow. We would see our group cross through the Prine Forest. Upon eventually seeing signs of arachnids, spiders, webs laced across many trees across the forest floor. And as they would get closer and closer, eventually finding signs that would lead them to believe they are just outside the hamlet of Himble, but also seeing signs that these spider webs have increased dramatically. And when we last left off, Gale, using Fly, would ascend into the air, crossing the tree tops and just getting loosely above them to get a good survey, seeing that the webs do continue on. And from this vantage point, you can see that they do seem to be clustered around this opening that you guys had seen in the forest path. Now seeing that this opening leads to essentially the one of the rims of what looks to be a small lake, perhaps. Not too terribly big. And as you sort of give it a quick survey, as you maybe ascend just a little bit higher and higher just to get a better vantage point.
Before fully breaking the tree line, she'd pull the cloak up, the hood.
Smart. Pulling up the hood on your elven cloak as you push forward. You can see across this small lake. It's, again, not too terribly big, though you can see a little bit of water that does seem to come in and out of it via these streams, maybe even a very tiny, like, river almost at sort of the northern point. And as you sort of ascend up and you're sort of looking where this glen opens up, where Himble should be, just sort of ascending straight up, you don't see a town. You don't see any buildings. You don't see anything like that. Do you kind of close that gap? Because you were maybe, 150-ish feet away when you sort of ascended. So now you're sort of looking at it from this like downward angle where you can see parts of this glen. There's some fairly large trees.
How far from like the top of the trees am I?
How far do you want to be? So far you haven't seen anything that would sort of impede
Yeah,
you.
true. I think she'd want to push in closer, try and get a better look, but also gain some height so that, like, just in case anything sees her, they're gonna have a bit of a difficult time reaching her.
Sure. Maybe staying like 30-ish feet above some of the taller trees that you're seeing here.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Sort of gaining that extra elevation as you begin to close that, again, maybe 150-foot-ish gap between where you ascended and where you believe Himble to be. Sort of crossing that, maybe it's about 80-ish feet away. Now that you have a better look, there's still a lot of tree top that covers this area. But where the forest opens up, where that dirt path sort of continues and sort of goes along the banks here, you can see signs of a settlement. You think you see a picnic table of sorts. It has large benches, very rectangular shaped off on one side. You see this sort of bridge connected to a tree nestled on this small little like spot of land that's maybe 10, 15-ish feet into the water off the shoreline. Just this humble little rickety bridge that connects out to it. I'm looking around strangely. Give me a perception check.
Trying to look for people, spiders, something, any kind of life.
With a 12. As you're sort of looking where, again, this town should be, just further down that pathway. You don't see any people. You don't see any halflings. You're not seeing much wildlife. No spiders. What you do see, oddly enough, is in some of the trees up ahead, again, where the forest sort of opens up sort of getting fairly close to the shorelines of this small lake. 7, maybe 8 of these trees, varying sizes, some a little bit wider than others, but about 7 or 8 of these trees that have handmade doors nestled into them.
Eh? Oh, are those the houses? Oh.
Keebler Elves better have some tasty pastry.
No windows, just
Not,
doors.
yeah, not that you're seeing, just doors. Some of the doors do feature like almost like a circular open face, but no windows. You would see that some of the doors, they are sort of like loosely coated in like some of this webbing, not like they're cloistered or like completely closed off, but they're not exclusive to the web covering that the rest of this forest seems to have taken upon itself.
Okay. She's gonna go back closer to the group, but not necessarily fly down so that she can like send message.
Sure, that makes sense. And again, it's about 120-foot range, so you could almost do it from this vantage point because you only went about 80-ish feet away, so you gotta sort of soar over since you're pretty high up, but sort of closing that distance a little bit, easy enough.
She probably messaged Darius. Darius? What? Marius.
Oh, he's ignoring you now.
Darius is
Darius
Marius'
here.
lame cousin.
I don't even know. This
You
weed's hitting
compare me
good.
to that hack.
You would just, as she grabs the earring, you would hear a whisper of wind in your ear and her voice. Hey, so I'm not really seeing anybody necessarily. No spiders either. Looks like their houses are the trees, but I don't see any signs of life.
I mean, the house is pretty close. Or do we still have a trek to get to this? Yeah.
No, it's not terribly far. It didn't take me that long.
Just...
I was thinking maybe I could send a shatter like over the lake or something. Maybe try and get some noise, see if anything responds while I'm still flying safe up here. Yeah. Ask them. What do they think?
1 second. Alright guys, so Gail doesn't see anything, but she wants to create a loud explosion. See if it jumps something up. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I mean, I still like my burn everything down idea better.
Well, we can still burn stuff down. Or should we just do the shatter and see what happens? Should we explore?
If she does the shatter and things start moving, then do I have permission to burn everything down?
Depends on what's moving. We can't go burning a bunch of halflings.
Do the spider webs, like, are they on the village?
I think it's coating everything, and then I'll double check with Gale. Yeah, does it look like there's webs all over these little tree houses?
I did I actually see it on the? Well, yeah, it was in the trees, and the trees are the houses. So yeah, it would be on the.
Okay. Yeah.
As I'm asking the question, I answered it myself.
Yeah, Brad. I think everything's just covered.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go as far to assume that the millions of spiders that have now made this place their home ate all the halflings and drained all of their body fluids out of them. So now we should set the forest on fire. Yeah.
Well, where are the spiders now? I'm confused.
I didn't see any.
If there are millions of spiders, you think I'd see at least one.
Maybe they're living in the houses now. I don't know. Let's just burn this place down.
Well, what if Gale stays up high and keeps a lookout? If we just kind of space ourselves out, and we'll just check the nearest house just to see. I mean, if it's empty and cobwebbed out, then this is a bust, and we could just leave.
How long has
Okay,
it been
but
at this point for Fly?
Hmm?
Is it getting close to 10 minutes?
I figured it was just a minute or two.
It's probably been at most 5 minutes collectively for you to go up, get a look, sort a little bit closer, look
That's
over,
fair.
fly
Okay.
back. They've had a little bit of a discussion. You're maybe getting close to halfway, but you're still good.
Oh, that's right. I forgot she can't flip around.
She kind of looks
with
at her hand, sees like the half circle, like, okay.
with Marius saying all of that, Kellen would still be all freaked out, and he would be like, "Okay, but like I'm getting ready, man." Like, and the tentacles would reach into the quill of the Wild Mother, and they would grab one of the flasks of oil out in one, and a torch in the other one, and he would have his flint in hand and stuff ready to light the torch. It's like, I'm gonna fucking burn the shit. Like, I see anything. I see a fucking spider and this place is going up.
Are there webs all over the path too, or just in the trees?
Mainly the trees. It does sort of reach out to the path, but it doesn't seem to be like they were targeting anything besides really the trees. Happens to be some of the forest floor at sections. Again, maybe covering the path at sections, but nothing intentional.
Would I be able to reach one of these houses while Gale is still able to fly, or is that just real risky?
I mean, yeah, you look down the sort of like dirt pathway you guys have been sort of standing off to, and that sort of forest opens up around that small lake, maybe 150-ish feet away from where you guys currently are. In between you and the opening, there's that, sort of janky sign that reads Himble.
Okay. Well, you guys can maybe we just trail, leave a little space between. I'll just check out the nearest house.
Nearest
Gale
tree
still-
house.
Yeah, well, Gale still has a little eye in the sky vibe, and then we'll go from there. And Kellen, you can...
buddy system. I think you should at least take Brett with you.
Okay, you can stay here.
Yeah, but then you don't have a buddy.
You're his buddy above him.
Yeah, you're my buddy in the sky. I'm ready to torch the shit down. You say the word, Gale. You tell me you see spiders, and the shit's going up in flames.
Wait till I
fucking
get
do
back.
this.
But yeah, okay.
I'll pull you out.
Don't
I'll
forget to
pull
pull
you
up-
out.
Don't
Don't
touch
forget
me
to
through
pull up your
tentacles,
cloak.
Kellen. I'd rather die.
I'll pull you out with my mind powers.
I'll flip the cloak up, and then if Brett's coming, I'll tell him to be careful not to step on any of the webs.
Yeah, I'll come with and be careful.
And then, yeah, the plan is to find the first door in the tree and check it out.
Did we give
I
you a
guess
cloak
I'll-
of Elven Kind yet?
Yeah, man. Do it.
Sweet.
I guess I'll keep an eye out above.
All right. And Kellen staying behind as the three of them move forward? Or is Kellen moving up? Did I miss that?
I mean,
Kellen's kinda
isn't he
hanging back.
keeping even with
Yeah. I figured Gale would just kind of be in
Gale.
the sky to keep an eye out.
Gotcha.
Kind of
gotcha.
above Kellen, if it makes sense.
Yeah. I think that makes perfect sense. Is this a particularly stealthy approach, or is this more of a casual walk, or is this like sprinting in?
Normal walk, but I'm trying to make sure I don't step on any. Like, I want to avoid the webs on the trail.
Yeah, hoods up.
So hood up, just kind of watching my step. Not necessarily fast or slow. It's like a normal pace.
I think we're all hooding up. Kellen's hooding up.
Mhm.
Yeah, hood up.
Fair enough.
And he's lighting the goddamn torch. I'm not taking any chances.
As you guys are heading down this path, again, maybe, what are you guys thinking for distance? Maybe like a 30-foot spacer in between, or you guys want more of a gap between the pairs?
30, yeah.
What, 30 foot? Okay. So you guys would,
Enough to be able to react to each other.
yeah, not too far away, but just enough length. All you guys give me stealth checks. Our cloaks won't apply to these since we're not trying to hide. You guys are just trying to move at a fairly stealthy-ish pace, not trying to touch any webs or move too quickly.
Oh.
Oh.
La 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 la.
Damn. That's a
do
12.
do
That's not good.
do I need to being in the sky?
I'll give
Yes.
you a stealth with advantage. Your DC would be wildly low. You'd have to really goof up to break a stealth while hovering.
Oh.
A 9.
Oh.
Good. You're good.
The flashback, we're like yelling during all of our message.
Screaming at each other. As you guys would continue on, again, it's only about 150 footish gap. Marius and Brett about 30ish feet ahead, and Gale, are you hovering like above treetop above Kellen, or is this like closer to the ground flying?
No, above treetop. She wants to. She feels like, for some reason, she has a feeling the spiders are going to be like going through the trees, or maybe even above them. I don't know.
Fair enough. We'll say, just for ease, maybe you're about, I don't know, like 80-ish feet up in the air.
How tall are the trees?
Some are varying sizes. Some look pretty tall. Some not quite as tall, but still several feet in length.
We'll say she got like a little bit closer than like the 30 feet above the trees she was. So like maybe more like 15, 20 above
makes
the
sense.
treetop.
That makes sense.
Just so then she has a bit of a better perspective.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So we'll say, we'll go ahead and throw you a little bit closer. We'll say about 50-ish feet between you and Kellen as you're like up in the trees again. You're maybe get close to some of these like trees, but yeah, you're close enough range or far enough range. As you guys would continue on this pathway, again, Marius and Brett sort of in the lead. You guys managed to evade a lot of these webs. As you guys managed to creep further and further, about 150 footish gap again. Loose dirt path guiding you. You guys would reach that forest opening fairly quickly. Again, it would open around what looks to be one of the nestlings of this small lake. Now that you're closer and on ground level, you can see there are several doors, maybe closer to 9, 10 of these trees that on the ground level bear handmade doors. The closest one being not too far across that opening, actually being one of the larger trees sort of on your left that you sort of notice as you guys sort of fully come around to it. And as you sort of come up to the door, you guys are looking around, eerily quiet here. Not a whole lot going on. A cold breeze would come through, all of you being as quiet as possible so far. And as you come up to this wooden door, Marius, again, it has its own fair amount of webs sort of laced all around it. A different nearby door, the one immediately to your guys' right, in a much larger tree, the door would open up, and this white-haired, white-beard dwarf would take a step out, look at all of you, and he would shout, "Get inside!" And all of you, as you begin to look around, there's movement. A couple of small figures begin moving from some of these trees. In an instant, as some of you maybe even start reacting, whether that be movement to friends, movement to weapons, movement to fight, you see these strange, almost 3-ish feet in length spiders begin to descend. Their bodies almost look like strange amalgamations, like they've been stitched or fused together in strange ways to form an arachnid shape, but has this alien, almost undead appearance to them. As they begin to descend down, all of you quickly reacting. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
OMG.
Is it actually like arachnid parts, or like some weird amalgamation that's recreating an arachnid shape?
It kind of varies to each one, quite honestly.
Human limbs.
They're all almost eerily and grossly unique.
Oh god. A 1 initiative. Hey, double 1, 11.
Double one.
Lucky.
One and one more.
20.
Another one.
Another one.
Pair of ones, my lord.
Yeah, fitting. He was paranoid. He was ready for this. Light it all on fire. Burn everything down.
Just throwing torches.
See, it's a good thing we didn't light it on fire. There's people.
No, it's a
Exactly.
bad thing we didn't light it on fire. We wouldn't have had to deal with any of this.
Oh, man.
Goodness.
Give me one more roll. I did the really stupid thing where it popped up initiative rolls from
Uh-oh.
like last game. Like I had Umric on there. What the hell?
Oh.
Beautiful.
Ah,
Brett with a...
That's almost what you had.
Yeah.
better.
It's pretty close. Damn, even better at the 22. Yeah, go Kellen.
Yeah.
He was ready. He was ready.
When your conspiracy theory friend is right for once.
I do it. I do it.
In your face. Kellen, this is not the time.
I fucking told you.
We will roll for...
I'm gonna let you die. I run away.
I cast fly and I fly away. Back to the ship.
Oh, with a solid
you, spiders.
19
Wow.
roll from the
You could go jump in the water.
Spiderling.
Oh no.
Ugh. Okay, so Kellen, top of initiative, your turn. As all this happened in such quick succession, Marius steps up to the door to investigate, trying to see if there's any way in, anyone inside. A nearby door thrown open. This grizzled, older, white-haired dwarf would sort of step out and shout, "Get inside!" Almost loosely holding the door open with one hand and what looks to be like a wood-cutting axe in the other. Spiders begin to descend. Some of them were maybe even working their way around as they begin to emerge from various sections, beginning to enclose on all of you.
Callum, Callahan.
Sorry, is there webbing in like all of this area right here that all spiders are in? These 4 spiders, 5 spiders, whatever.
We'll just say to make life easy, we'll treat it as it is in the picture. There's not too much webbing down there. Maybe that one is more towards the top of the tree.
Well, the tentacle would reach up into the web with the torch and it would light it on fire.
Reach up to the web in the tree.
Yeah.
The tree is very high up. I don't know if
very,
the tentacle.
very high up.
I mean, these trees are pretty tall, especially these larger ones.
But the spiders are like crawling in the web, right?
Some of them would be. Some of them in that brief moment have like touched down to the floor as well.
Oh, okay, then he would probably so in this area right over, throw the flask and try to hit as many of the spiders with it, like have it break.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity check.
Dexterity. 12?
12 as it lands and crashes on the ground. Action burned as your flask, boom, makes contact. All 4 of these seem to get splashed with some remnant of this oil.
Oh, and then can I bonus action throw the torch? Or would that have to take an action?
I would call another action for that one.
Then he would just like kind of stand over here with like the torch waving in front of him, just kind of at the spiders.
Beautiful, beautiful. Stepping forward, your lit torch just waving it around, trying to get their attention.
Fuck you, you fuck faces!
I love it. I love it. All right. And if there's nothing else, Mr. Kellen, we will go to the Stitch Spiderling's turn.
Oh.
Let's see. This one will move to Marius. This one moves down to Brett. This one will move over to Brett. This one will move over to Marius. This one will move to Gale.
You sure that other one doesn't want to move to Brett also?
It's up in the trees now.
As they begin to scurry down, it will head to Kellen. So 5, 10, 15, 20. We'll go to Gale. That one will go to you, Kelly.
Jesus.
This one will go to the dwarf man.
Oh no.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Trying to wave them back with my fire. Stay the fuck away from me, spiders.
So we'll go with the 2 on you, Gale.
No. Oh.
9.
No.
The second one. 17.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
You
Ooh,
take
ooh.
12
Ouchie.
damage, 5 piercing, 2 poison, and go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Alright. Hey, easy. 17.
So you take
Half damage.
half damage, so not 12. I was wrong. So
Oh.
I added them up preemptively. That's my bad. So you take 8 damage collectively. So give yourself 4 back if you took that off. And the next one on Kellen, he got 4 on you. So the first one of you, Kellen, we'll start with this top guy here. 22.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Give me a Constitution saving throw, my good sir. So you take 8 piercing.
Big rolls. That's good. 14.
There you go. So you're going to take 10 damage collectively. 8 piercing, 2 poison. Go to the next one on you. 10.
No, that will not meet.
Beautiful. The third one. 19.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Give me another con save.
Come on, Kelly. Yeah, another 14.
Beautiful. Taking 8 damage. That's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, one more.
Yeah.
One more.
more.
One more. And 11.
No.
Whew, not bad. Only 2 of these landing as you manage to stay quick on your feet. And we'll go over to Marius. You got the 2 on you, Mare. We'll start with the one on the left, the one that's sort of glistening from the oil covered on it. A natural 1.
Aha!
And the other one on your opposite side, a 7.
Aha!
Both of them missing as you dodge these strikes from these strange undead-like spiderlings.
You cowards.
Brett, the 2 on you. 20.
Ouchie.
Red Apocalypse Brad.
Whew. So give me a Constitution saving throw, my good sir.
Low poison damage. That's good.
Very low poison. Nice. 17. Easy peasy. You take 10 damage collectively. 9 piercing, 1 poison. And that was attack number 2 on you? I need to keep better track.
That was the first one.
That was the first one. Okay. Boopity boop 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 boop. 13.
Miss.
Ooh.
Nice try.
Easy dodge. As you see, these things are borderline like mindless, just like biting at each of you. And the one on our lovely dwarf friend out here, take his. A 14 will hit him.
That'd be funny if you just like critted. Just killed.
He needs to make a con save. He's good with con.
Ooh.
Ooh, failure on that as he takes 12 damage. As it sort of bites in his free arm. He tries to push it back off as he just wails out in pain. That was a big hit.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, we were special dwarves when we had the poison resistance, right?
Well, I gave him con on that one. His con got advantage. He doesn't have resistant to. That way he does. He's a dwarf. Yeah. He takes half damage.
Oh, that is a normal dwarf thing.
Yeah, good call.
Hey.
So I gave him advantage on the roll, but he should take half damage because he is resistant to poison type. That was a very good call.
When I was thinking about that one shot, me and Bryce did out one chance when we were the dwarves. I thought that was because we were the special kind of dwarf. That.
Oh, my homebrew one, the Dason.
Yeah.
Okay. Our one spider guy that didn't get to do anything at all. He's gonna see Callan waving his flame around and is going to turn around so it's sort of large bulbous ass essentially is like loosely pointed at you, Kellen, and it is gonna use web on you.
Fuck you. What does that do?
Oh, an 8 will miss as you see the string of web coming your way, managing to dodge as it sort of hits the ground.
The one free tentacle that was that had thrown the flask and stuff, because the other one's still holding the torch, and is waving it around, kind of like swooped over, and it like kind of just entangled that around that tentacle.
Oh, fucking solid call. As it's sort of loosely wrapped around your tentacle, as it's still easily functionable, and maybe even easier now that it's covered in some sticky shit.
Extra grippy.
Extra grippy.
extra grippy tentacle. Terrifying. Okay, that's going to be it for the Stitch Spiderlings on this turn. We're going to go to Mr. Hopman. Brett, it is your turn.
I mean, I think with that sort of opportunity shown to them of like a place to run to, a shelter to take, Brett will try to make that possible for the group. So he would throw out a good old reliable slow. He's gonna cast slow. It has a 40-foot range, I believe, like within a 40-foot cube. So that does cover everything here. So he's gonna go for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Beautiful.
Wow.
And that one is supposed to make a wisdom saving throw to be affected. Okay. So we'll start with we'll kind of go left to right here as we go. Because you did 4 over here, is that right? Or you did 3 over here and then the 2 on Marius?
The 2 on Marius, but the 4 over here, because I can do 6.
6,
so.
That's right. Okay. So we will go to those spiderlings. So, wisdom save, not their strong suit. Left. That one goes, then that one on the right's turn, right above you, Kellen. 13 fails. So that guy is slowed. And the one will go boom boom, right underneath in order. 17 succeeds, the one right below them. 5 will fail. And going over to the 2 on Marius, the one on the left first. Another 5 will be slowed.
Wow.
Solid fucking rate. Last one on Marius. An 8.
Wow.
Failure.
Yeah, fuck you, spiders.
Hell yeah. It's 4 out of 4. Solid slow as Well, what does that look like? Does your slow have any particular look or vibe to it there, Mr. Hotman?
I imagine that it's sort of like the bracers, but instead of like just the bracers appearing on the forearms or something, it sort of looks different in that the magic of it is overlapping either their feet or their hands. So for the spiders, it would just be everywhere they're connecting to the ground, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And it sort of like weighs them down in
Hell
essence.
yeah. That's sick.
I just now thought about it. I need to make a concentration check.
Oh, for fly. That is a
Yeah.
good point.
Okay, I'm fine.
Easy. And those ones, they like essentially like leapt for it and completely failed as they crashed down.
So they're on the ground now.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay, so I could move away and be fine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I should have probably said that better, but they essentially, when they descended, the ones that went for you had to like essentially leap for it.
Cool.
And now, pop, the others fall, circling Kellen on the ground.
Speaking of, let's throw him some bardic inspiration.
Bardic inspiration. As you let loose your inspiration, Kellen, you feel that warmth from those fire bracers sort of come up, a signature and tell of your inspiration from Mr. Hotman here.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna scream, go, go!
Go, get the fuck out of there.
All right, and we'll go to Gale. Still a good, 50-ish feet above the ground at this point, sort of looking down at Kellen, now like loosely encircled with these flame bracers on.
So I'm not gonna move my token just because it would be a little annoying right now. But Gale would hover directly over Kellen and get down close enough to where she's in 10-foot range of all of these spiders around. So then that way, when she casts a spell, she can smack all of them with some extra lightning.
Hell yeah.
And she's gonna chromatic orb this one right there that shot the web out.
Swear to God, if you shock me, Gale.
She's gonna do lightning.
Oh, damn.
20 definitely hits this thing.
She's a little mad right now. She's a little overkill, second level.
Ooh, 14 as you
Wrong way.
you charge up this sphere, shoot it off in that direction. As it crackles and lands, it shocks and fries this spiderling immediately, and as soon as it does, it lets out this almost like a gaseous green plume as its form essentially cinders and crumbles under the power of your lightning damage.
And then there's extra lightning that shoots out all around her and all these other ones. 3 points.
3 points to all these other guys.
And then she's got 60 feet of movement, so she'll land down here. She's like, I'm not, and then just looks at Kellen like, I'm not just gonna leave you this time.
Friendship. Hell
And
yeah.
just prepares herself for hits.
Solid turn.
Why did you land? That was such a stupid idea. You should have just gone for the house. You should have just gone for the house.
All right, we're gonna go over to Marius as you got one spider on each side, hearing the crackling of lightning from Gale's spells, hearing Kellen and her bickering.
I mean, flight is still active. She's just on the ground.
Go for the house.
Can I move to this square and then move over? Or would that
yeah.
also give this one a attack opportunity?
You would provoke attacks of opportunity from this one. Oh, that's
That
right. Yeah,
one.
these guys are slowed, so they wouldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, that fellow would.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. So I'll take the attack. 1.
Ooh, an 8, easily avoiding the spiderling as you slide by. The other ones, obviously encumbered down by Brett's spell, are unable to react in time.
And then And then that's so. Sorry, I just realized I have. And then I'll Eldritch Blast the 2 on Brett that aren't slowed.
Ooh, hell yeah. 1 beam at each.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I love it.
There's been a minute. I'm like, is this the right button? Okay.
Back
this
in
will
the
be for
saddle.
the one closest to me.
21 definitely
Nice.
hits.
Nice.
That button.
7 damage, solid. As you crack it, it's still on its feet, though this massive impact on its abdomen can be seen.
I'll hit the other one.
15 hits.
Nice.
13 damage as your energy shoots out this slight blue hue to it that you've sort of gained, and it boom impacts the spiderling before it ruptures, letting loose this plume of green energy, almost in like a mist of explosion, as its form crumples under the force damage.
Whoa.
And then this one. Yeah. I don't want to do it. I just try to double check. Do I have it put in here? I'm gonna do my healing light. Oh, that didn't cast it at all. I'll spend how much damage did he take? It's 9?
He took 9 damage. He looks the bite on his side looks pretty mean, though. The poison doesn't look like he's hurt. He luckily shrugged some of that off, but definitely showing some damage.
I guess I'll use 2. So I'll heal him for 6.
Ooh, that is almost full health as you see the tear in his cloth clothing is obviously still ripped, but that wound begins to almost fully seal up. Just a sliver of a bite mark left over.
Okay. That's it. That's all I got.
Fucking beautiful. Solid turn. Solid turn. All right. And last on initiative, our dwarf friend here. As he's healed, he sort of looks at you. Thanks, friend. Quick, you lot need to get inside. And he grabs his wood axe with 2 hands and goes to cleave down on this spider right in front of him.
Get it, dwarf man.
Double 18s, 5 damage. Just he cuts off a couple of its legs, but it still seems to push forward, regardless of the damage. But damage dealt.
Get him. Get him.
And he will take a sidestep next to you, sort of keeping its attention on him. And he sort of points out at the door. Get inside, quick! Quick! And we'll go to top of initiative, Kellen. As you got a few of these spiders now circling you.
A few.
So my plan might change depending on what your ruling and your verdict is on this. But so with telekinetic adept, I get psi-powered leap. As a bonus action, you can propel your body with your mind. You gain a flying speed equal to twice your walking speed until the end of the current turn.
Hmm.
Would that still give them all attack of opportunity on me?
They would. They would.
Okay. Yeah.
Not the slowed ones.
The slowed ones
Right,
wouldn't,
but
so you'd
that's
have
still-
those guys.
Yeah, that's still 4.
attacks of opportunity on me. So
Yeah.
that's gonna change my my thing a little
See,
bit.
aren't you glad I didn't leave you, Kellen?
Nope. Still should have gone for the thing.
It was. I would have either made it there and done nothing for you, or did a bunch of damage and stayed here with you.
But so let's see here. So he's gonna use action surge.
Ooh, shit.
Do-
4 attacks
So
if you use
4
it for
attacks.
such.
Yep. 4 attacks. And so thematically what he'll do is you'll see that kind of like light purplish energy that he has that kind of lights up from his tattoos and from his eyes come out of him, and it looks like he's standing still, but what happens is everything like slows down super a bunch for him.
Uh-huh.
And he one of the free tentacle that has the extra grippy web on it reaches into the quill of the wild mother and pulls out his scimitar and places it in his hand, and he spins around and hits all 4 of them that are just like right next to him. So this one, this one, and this one.
Beautiful. So that like little like top north, south, east, west of you basically.
Yeah, and so he like just does this like big
Like the
swinging-
non-slowed.
Yeah, the non-slowed ones.
Beautiful.
And he does this big swinging like circle like spin with it.
That's fucking awesome. This like whirling dervish of swings with your tentacle aiding. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
We'll start at this like north guy and we'll just work our way clockwise.
So I wanted to start at the one with Gale actually,
Oh, okay. I'm down.
because we'll use the psionic dice on it as well, and we'll also use the telekinetic thrust with it.
Okay.
So we'll just smash it 10 feet like this way,
Into Gale.
just right over Gale's head.
I love it. So we'll start there and then we'll go down over, then back up to top.
So first scimitar swing.
First scimitar swing.
Please.
A
Ooh,
12
a 12.
will just miss these guys.
I have bardic inspiration.
You have
Yay!
bardic inspiration.
It's a
That's
D8, right?
A D8.
Yeah, D8.
Haha! Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
big roll
Beautiful.
for a dirty 20.
Beautiful.
So, and then we'll use the psionic die hit on that as well, which is a big 7.
Yeah.
So that's the first hit.
Easy. As you swing, you slash into this thing and drop it with that blow. Its form caving in and letting out this gush of almost
And it goes-
greenish mist.
And then goes flying
Ew.
past Gil's face. With the telekinetic thrust, just this court.
Cool.
And it still just looks like Kellen's just standing there.
Yeah, Gale hasn't even had time to react yet.
That's beautiful.
Second attack.
23 will hit 10 damage. Similarly, in this whirl of movement, as you slice this one that's been recently charred with lightning, you slice through it as it poofs with a plume of familiar green energy they seem to be giving off.
Third attack.
Oh, this one easily landing, but that spiderling barely hangs on, as it's almost fully cut in half, but still strangely in this undead manner is just pressing on with like this limp half that's clearly been dead.
Oh, and then last attack.
18-9 is just enough damage to drop this guy as you rend
Nice.
through it, finishing this full circle arc that you've just made, slicing through another familiar gush of this green mist-like energy.
See, isn't it a good thing I moved down to deal 3 extra damage to all of these? You were able to take out more than half of these in one hit.
Shut up, Gale. I've got this.
Fucking
Now
badass.
all you have to do is survive. Come down here.
Evasion is my skill. It's
Yeah,
built into my kit.
Kellen won't move because he doesn't want to provoke that opportunity attack.
Uh-huh.
It's just one, you coward.
I don't care. Yeah, we're gonna. That's it for Kellen.
It's a solid turn. Solid turn for Kellen. No bonus action?
Bonus
yeah, you said
action. Second wind.
Second wind. Solid bonus action.
Let's see. Let me post that really quick. Fuck. 1d10 plus your fighter level, so 7. 1d10 plus 7.
Damn.
Big roll. Yeah, that's not bad.
That's
For some
solid.
reason, I thought you multi-classed.
No, I've only gone fighter.
He is true fighter boy. Alright.
Nice.
Go ahead and give yourself that health back. What was it? +7, so it's 13 hit points back.
Nice.
Pretty fucking solid, though. Pretty fucking solid. Okay. If that's it for... Oh, wait.
That's
If
it for our boy.
That's it for our boy. We will go on to the remaining spiderlings. We'll start with this one, as it will take another bite at our dwarven friend.
You stop that.
An 8 will miss as it leaps out. This dwarf, like, bam, with the butt of his wood axe, just like cracks it back as it stumbles. We'll go over to Mr. Bready Boy. The 3 on you. So this one up top is going to... They're all going to bite. I think it's just, all 3 of those on you. So we'll start with that top left.
He gets disadvantage, right, on his attacks?
The slowed ones do, I do believe.
Yeah. So 2 out of 3. Damn, that's
Double
disadvantage.
17s?
It meets.
Damn it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Lucky on that spiderling. Give me a Constitution saving throw, Mr. Hotman.
Oh!
Ouchie.
An 8.
And
so
I need to roll for the spell.
That's right.
Easy peasy.
Ooh, natural 20 con. Easy peasy. You
So
take
that means he just concentrates on it for the remainder of the spell, right?
Yeah, they will always be slowed for all eternity, obviously.
It's a nat 20.
So you take 14 damage, 9 piercing, 5 poison. Easily keep up that con on the other boys. It was numero uno. I'll go to the other one with slow. Whoop, wrong character sheet. Other one with slow, top right, disadvantage. Ooh, an 8 will miss.
Yes.
Last one, the one that looks pretty busted up, the one that was shot with a Eldritch Blast from Mr. Marius.
It's a me, man.
11 will miss, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Evading these second 2 strikes with ease after that first one. Kind of caught you off guard. And we'll go over to Mr. Kellen.
Fuck you, spiders!
We'll start with the one on your top right. The one that is slow.
Spider bitch.
Disadvantage.
They don't.
Mr.
They don't want to
Spider
hit
Bitch.
me.
Ooh,
7 will not hit.
Will not hit. The one right below you, Kellen, is going to take a bite at Gale.
Ah!
Slowed, so another disadvantage.
Wait, no, I
on
don't
this
want
guy.
this.
Double
Oh,
22.
shit.
Had to open your
Oh.
big mouth, didn't you, Gale?
Yeah, that'll. You know what? That just hits. I think.
That's
you know.
wild.
Oh, just barely.
Give me a
Oh,
Constitution
low
Pizza,
damage.
pizza.
saving throw.
Low damage.
Very
That's
low
good.
damage.
When you
Oh.
take
Fail. You take 7 damage collectively, 4 piercing, 3 poison.
And then for. Fly's gone.
Oh, as you that magic circle that sort of keeps track on the back of your
Oh,
hands.
No, yeah, it's a 10 or lower. Yeah.
All right.
Well, ouchie.
Yeah, how's
And-
how's that working out for you now, Gale? Huh?
It's fine.
Huh?
It's fine.
The
what I
last
wanted.
the last spiderling that is like half dead right behind you, Kellen, is gonna go for an attack.
Negative.
An
Fuck you,
11
spider.
will miss as you easily dodge it. It's like dead half, just like being thrown at you, easy to avoid.
Ew. So
Uh,
gross.
That's it for Spider Boys. And we will go to Mr. Hotman.
Right about a
Oh, my
miss.
turn. So this one's the most messed up.
Yeah, that one on your right side has this huge impact on its abdomen where Marius just blasted it.
So we can clear the way, but
Yeah, I guess I'll start there. Have my swords pulled out as I was like dodging their attacks and then slash at them. The old 1-2. Oh yeah, I get to attack twice now. Exciting. Okay.
.22 will definitely hit that guy. 5 damage is just enough as your scimitar whoosh, slices through it clean as its two halves fall apart. This plume, this almost brief gas of green emits from its dead corpse.
teamwork.
Are either of these damaged? The two above me?
The ones above you are not. You see they both have this like slowed effect from your spell holding them, while the one on the left is like glistening slightly with oil. But undamaged.
Right.
I'll go ahead and swing my second attack onto the oil damaged one
Hell yeah.
as I'm sort of turning to like look at the situation over here.
A 16 will hit these guys.
Ooh.
9 damage. Whoosh, cutting through it. It's much like the one across the field you sort of glance at after striking it. It's sort of half dead. You've like lobbed off the back half of its abdomen, missing one of its legs, but it's still clawing its way forward, clinging to life.
I'll go ahead and use my bonus action to offhand try to finish it.
Hell yeah.
I,
A 12 will not hit these guys. Just missing.
even with the minus to AC, I don't remember what.
Oh yeah, it does have a -2 to AC. 12 does hit. Thank you so much.
That was such a good call.
Such a good call.
Forgot about that.
Such a good call. Your offhand, boom, dealing just enough damage as you pierce through it, pulling your rapier out as from the hole you created, this gaseous steam almost deflates its form as it crumples into itself. What a
Disgusting.
call. What a call.
Kill.
Yeah.
Well,
He'll just shout like, "Move, please!" And he's gonna start. He's gonna start heading forward. I don't know. He'll kind of move
Running.
this way tactically. He's like running in place, like ah.
I can grab Kellen if everybody just rots.
I keep getting that. I don't know. Maybe I guess actually he'll go towards to help get you guys out.
yeah, can't use react.
Nah, yeah, just right.
Just run! Just run! Brett, just go to the thing. Just go.
I'll
Go
grab
be a
Kellen.
hero.
I got a plan.
He went 10 feet this way, and then you guys were like, no, go to the thing, and then he's like, oh okay, oh no, okay, wait, you guys still need help?
Right. Go.
This way. Okay, so he's ended up like here.
Just ran around the corpse. Some sort of victory dance.
That's amazing. What a turn. We'll go to Gale.
Gail's just gonna run forward because these things are fucking slowed, and she's like, I didn't see that one that got my leg, but I'm paying attention now. As she runs forward, and she's gonna just look back real quick as she like leaps over that, draw a circle, and shoot Ray of Frost at this one as as the beam bends around Kellen.
Hell yeah.
Oh, seeking spell.
Seeking
Spell. 2 points. Let's go again.
Reroll the d20. Must use the new roll. 22
Ooh.
will
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
definitely hit this dude. 10
Oh.
damage as this ray arcs around you, like bending slightly as it crashes into this form. It would freeze solid, this final plume almost jettisoning out as it's fully frozen over as the beam ceases, and it's just there in its frozen dead form.
Ugh, these things are so
Gale
fucking
just yells.
gross.
Gale just yells, move, move, move. Keeps
What are
running.
you- I'm going to.
So that was, I was on the other side. I can get there. That's action, movement. Can't really do anything bonus action since I didn't cast a spell. Only thing really would be, she's fine. That's all she got. That's all she wrote.
Fair. We'll go to Marius, standing next to your dwarven friend. He's like clutching his axe. He's pretty focused on the spiderling in front of him, not really turning back to you guys since you sort of came over and helped him out.
Blast the two next to me.
It's just
You can run past them. They're slowed.
I know, but let's just fucking clean them up. It's 4
We
left.
can clean them up once you're inside.
you're talking to the guy
closer
who's
to the
willing to
house.
burn this entire forest.
Force down.
Burn it down.
Burn it all.
At least make it this way.
Let me make sure I'm reading this right. I'm gonna use Vortex Warp. And I'm just gonna pick up Kellen and put him next to me at the stairs.
Oh my god.
I love that. What does that look like? What's the visual on your vortex warp? That's badass.
Probably kind of starts as like a little swirl of like this silvery light around his feet, and then it kind of spreads up around him, and then he just kind of vanishes, and then it pops back up right next to me.
Oh god, what is this? What is this?
I'm imagining that sound that they used from The Boys when Huey starts teleporting. That weird squish sound.
Ew.
Squanch.
Yeah, it sounds so gross.
So yeah, I'll put him here, and then how much damage did Brett take? 14.
I'm down to 57, and my top is 81, so I've lost about 20 something health.
And I'll use my bonus action to use my healing light, and I'll just use the last 3 of my points. It's 9 health.
What the fuck?
Thank
Where
you.
am I?
Pew, pew.
You're safe now, and I'll push my fingertips.
As there's a spider right next to you.
He's got a taste for dwarf. Let's kill needs to go first.
The dwarf is next, actually.
Oh yeah, that's fair. And then yeah, they see.
All right.
Could I have hypothetically used, just for future's sake, could I have used Twin Spell in my Vortex Warp?
Oh.
And snag 2 people?
I don't see why not.
That was my original plan, but then Gale landed, and then I was like, well, now we're all in it.
I could see that. I could
Can't just
see.
grab people.
Yeah, I could totally see that. That makes sense.
Okay. But yeah, that's all.
All right. And we'll go to our dwarven friend's turn as he sort of looks as you are like pulling your friend over here, saying that these various magics you guys have on display, and he would sort of look at the sort of like grove, this glen you guys would be in at the water's edge, and see all of these fallen, strange stitchling spiderlings, and seeing only a handful remaining, all of them fairly busted up or magically encumbered. And he would sort of look wildly at all of you. Change of plans. We can finish these off. Yeah. Keep going. Never mind. Keep going. And he'll just take a big swing at the spiderling in front of him.
Gail's all for that. She just wanted our like base and like where we're pushing from to be from the house.
I was waiting for the like D20 roll, and he's like, and 10 more spiders kind of popping out of the trees.
I was also thinking that. I was like, when's it gonna happen? When's there gonna be more?
Well, who's looked around yet?
And the dwarf would take a swing, the undead spiderling managing to evade it as it contacts the dirt. He pulls it up. He's just making mean eye contact. He has a much more fiery resolve now, even than when he first came out and started shouting at you guys. From there, we'll go back to the top of initiative, Kellen.
What the fuck?
Kill it, Kellen. Kill it.
God damn it, man.
Roll a perception. Turns out it's not a dwarf at all. It's a spider.
It's a spider with a beard. We are.
Would you like to buy some spider donuts and spider cider?
Can we use a bonus action to switch weapons?
What are you trying to switch weapons for? What's our course? You're trying to pull out the bow?
Yeah, I want the bow.
I could say you could, technically, mechanically. I mean, you could like put your sword in the ground real quick, just like stab it in the ground, dropping it basically, and pull out the bow. So it's still right beside you, essentially.
And then we're gonna shoot the one right next to us, because I have close quarters.
You do have close quarters.
Oh. Have you always had that?
Yeah, I've had that for a really long time.
I guess it
That's
just
why I
doesn't-
like the bow so much.
Yeah, I guess it just only comes in like handy in specific situations, so I always forget.
I mean, it's come in handy throughout all of the entirety of Strixhaven so far.
You shut your mouth, Gale.
I just mean like it's not, you know,
Put
like
respect
it's
on
not
the name.
always a thing that's present.
And then this one.
As
He
you
just shoots that spider into the ground.
turn to the one right next to you, you just flop one clean shot, just staking it into the ground as it caves in, begins to curl around the arrow that's pinning it down.
And then...
The silent, why didn't you guys already do this?
Oh no.
What?
The second shot did not land, I assume.
Do you have it
see
rolled?
it.
I don't see it yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
okay, that
It was
Ooh,
a
the
13.
suspense.
I think a 13 would hit because that one's
Yeah.
also slowed, and I think a 13 was their normal
Their
AC.
There
I think
it
their
is.
AC right now is
Oh,
like
there you go.
11.
Yeah, 13 would definitely hit. 8 damage.
Oh,
As you shoot through this thing, arrow passing through its fairly doughy exterior. Not dead, though heavily
die?
wounded. Pop a psionic die.
Hey, blow its brains out.
Pop a psionic die. A 4 being just enough damage to boom, rupture this thing as it is basically popped, leaving behind this brief mist of greenish energy as it
Yeah. So
dies.
as the arrow goes through and it starts like expelling just a little bit of that gas out of its abdomen, like he sees the hole and his eyes light up, and then all of a sudden just that, it just like poof.
That's so sick. Such a solid call. And getting just enough damage. 12 damage.
Woo.
That's solid turn. Anything else, Callan?
Nope, that'll be everything.
All right. We'll go to the spiderlings' turns. Only 2 remaining with half movement, correct? From slowed still?
I
Yeah.
can toss it again.
I'm pretty sure it's half. 5, 10, 15. Just enough to get to Brett.
Oh no.
You
5,
Oh
ran.
10,
no.
15. Both of them
You ran.
just enough to get to Brett.
Ran right back into Taser.
How do I always do this?
With disadvantage.
What? Yeah, both of them.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
both of them.
Brett has like the highest AC out of any of us, so.
Oh, the
Oh,
natural,
natural
one.
one.
Hey,
Natural
let's go.
one.
Bad
Does it
spider.
bite the other spider?
And then an 11, neither one
Okay.
hitting, as they're both still encumbered by that like fiery, slow energy that sort of keeps them like weighed down, basically. That's it for these guys. As it becomes to your turn, Brett, maybe there is this brief moment where you do even look about some of the treetops, and with your passive perception, yeah, there's no more spiders coming down as you look back down at these 2 damaged spiders in front of you.
Get him, Brett. Get him.
Take their heads off. Or legs.
No mercy.
I'll
out
go
for their
ahead
due.
and stick to the swords for now. Which one looks more damage?
They're both equally damaged, but one has oil on it and one doesn't.
Yeah, I think
I'll
they.
go
I
for
think they've only been hit by my lightning, the extra bit.
Mm-hmm.
the
you
unoiled
should've-
spider this time. Thank you.
You should have done fire damage with your chromatic orb and lit him on fire, Gale. Set
I
it up.
thought about it, but I didn't want to set the forest on fire.
It's not her instinct.
It's the perfect plan.
Also, if I did other than lightning or thunder, I wouldn't have been able to deal the extra damage to the others. Yeah.
I stand by what we said.
6 damage. Slicing through this one, it, much like some of these others, is essentially like half dead. You've like cut off a few of its legs, but it is just like undead, like pushing itself closer to you still. Natural one. A little too creepy as you whiff the shot as it moves out of the way in an unexpected manner.
Gag a little bit.
Run away, Brett. Run away.
No.
Headbutt the other one with your fire hair.
Oh, a 10 with the offhand. Missing as this thing is flopping about at this point to evade these
Ew.
shots.
Now run away, Brett. Now run away.
I can't read it. It moves so weird. It's so gross.
Well, actually, yeah, you can move away. They're still slowed.
Oh yeah, that's true. I did all my shots. I tried my best. I'll go ahead and
Move
fall back a
At
little.
least 20 feet away.
Yeah. If you could actually get like some decent movement, I can hit both of them.
Push Gale
Okay,
into the
I'll
lake
back
as they
up.
run by.
No, I'm gonna run
It's probably gonna be a
along the
little
lake this
excessive,
way.
but
I'll lead them this way.
This is for your own good, Brett Taker.
Bye, Brett.
No, you're
Hope you
supposed
find
to
your
come
dad.
I hope you find your dad, yeah.
You're going the wrong way.
I'm gonna turn to Kellen. Do you think he didn't see us?
I don't
He's
know,
like,
dude.
I'll distract them.
Just 2 half-dead slow spiders.
oh,
What a
goodness.
hero.
Yeah.
Lobby's turn. That's all the things.
Solid turn. Solid turn as you skirt away easily from these
Oh,
weighed
10
down
foot.
creatures.
Well, that's fine.
We'll go over to Gale. Gale, what would you like to do as you see Brett, slash once, landing, miss 2 strikes as it's flopping about, both of them still obviously weighed down from this encumbering magic?
Probably after the slices, she yells, "Brett, move!" And then that's when he moves. And then she just opens her mouth again, and just like the last time she casts it, no words come out, but a smoke ring of energy. And then it focuses in on them, and Shatter just. And she just yells, as it's just her screaming, "Die!"
Damn, 14 con for both of those. I'll do the top one first. Do they have disadvantage on anything like this? It's just dex saves, right? From slow?
Yeah.
Let me scroll up.
I'm
Dexterity
Sounds right.
saves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Normal.
Oh, yeah, that saves.
And the one right below it, the more damaged of the two, the one that's essentially half of a spiderling. Con normal 9.
So 5 and 10 respectively.
5 and 10. Boom and boom. As you let loose your magic as it makes contact before erupting into this thunderous shatter. The trees nearby would shake with this concussive blow. You would see some leaves begin to fall down. Some of the web begins to maybe loosely drape as well. The magic impacting almost this strangely beautiful scene now. Autumn leaves scatter along all of your view in these brief moments as one of these spiders erupts with this burst of greenish energy. And the other one manages to hold off still. Its form incredibly charred and broken in its form, but still managing to push on.
She just looks back at me. Are you fucking kidding me?
Shrugs.
I guess she'd take some steps this way. Kind of looking about, seeing if there's anything else as she ends her turn.
With your passive perception, looking around as leaves are still falling, again at this 6-second interval in time, they're still scattered across your vision, beginning to make contact with the forest floor. Some of the webs got knocked around. You definitely shook some trees. You don't see anything coming through.
Blast it! Blast it!
And we'll go over to
Eat 'em.
Marius.
Get it, Marius.
Die.
Oh,
That's
This is so excessive.
It's like 1 health. Wait.
20 damage. Paint us a picture as you get this last shot on the final spiderling, Marius.
Yeah. Probably just all amped up from the Get It Marius. He's like, get Eldritch Blast, his favorite thing.
Tick 'em.
And it's just like that, the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
Yes. Flying out, it just leaves this little crater. Like legs are just kind of falling with the webs and the leaves now.
Little bits of gravel.
And then he kind of does that face of like, ooh, maybe that was too much.
This pop happens as it makes contact. Just nothing but bits sort of fly with the leaves and a little bit of that green smoky mist left behind before it dissipates. As you guys sit here in these final seconds, that last one popping, there's probably this tense moment. All of you maybe look up to some of the treetops, some of the nearby surroundings covered in web. There'd be no response. 3,
Light it on fire!
4, 5 seconds, nothing happening. The next thing that happens, you hear the dwarf's voice call out, "People of Hamlet, we have been freed!" Just calling out, booming in this loud voice. You begin to see some of the doors here begin to wedge open.
I just scrolled down, I realized how much more map there was.
And you see
Oh,
faces.
wow. Oh, wow. I did not look down there.
I just said the yeah.
Damn.
So many people.
Brett, we're over here.
Yeah, who looks the most rough right now? Gail's gonna let out
Brett.
some healing words.
Brett probably took the most, I think.
I have full health.
I'm like 7 points off from max after my second wind.
Okay, so me and Brett.
Second wind,
I'm-
baby.
I'm down 15 health.
Okay, here I'll give you a heal, and she'll heal herself as well. Yay.
Oh, thanks, Gail.
Thank you.
Oh, I still have the primer. Yeah, I'll use that as well. Here you go, Callan. So that'll be
Ha
a couple spots. To 4, 5, 6. Let's go.
Only getting better.
Wait, did I actually add the 5? I was at 32, right? I think so.
Wait. Was my spellcasting ability modifier? Is that my spell attack bonus? Or is that my charisma? That's my charisma.
Charisma, yeah. Yeah, your spell attack bonus, I think, includes your proficiency bonus on top of your
That's
charisma.
fair. I guess I'll use my primer and I'll give Brett my other a healing word. Was that a d4 plus 4? 6 more health.
Hooray!
So like we
Free
were
spell.
like planning on like liberating your town from spider people or whatever.
But we do accept gold.
Yeah.
And this
And,
one ended up like the spiders. It better be a lot.
Yeah, we're indentured servitude. Like whatever works for you guys.
the
Money, slaves, whatever.
Let him speak, guys. Gosh.
The dwarf probably lets out like a pretty big chuckle as you see more people beginning to like step out from these tree homes looking at the current scene. Nearby, at one of the closest homes, basically just to the right of where Kellen and Marius are, you would see 2 halflings approach. Both of them have like various shades of like blonde hair. One of them female, one male. Both of them in fairly nice garb, though handmade. As the dwarf is sort of giving a hearty chuckle, the male halfling would sort of step forward. Ah, glorious day. We're so glad you showed up and saved us. Oh, this is fortuitous. Oh, please, Peter Hemble. This is my small community that my father helped find. You've done us a great service. Please, drinks, food. If there's anything we could do, we're eternally indebted to you all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can totally get drinks and sit down and about what you can do for us.
I have a question. Do you guys possibly know if there are any, do these things reproduce? Are there
Yeah, what
eggs
are they,
around?
anyway?
Should we be
Should we
concerned
just-
about more?
Should we burn everything down? Like,
You would see Peter sort of look over to his wife, and she would give a bit of a nod, and he would look back to all of you. They showed up about 3 days ago. We tried to do what we could when they showed up, but we lost some people. There were only maybe 6 or 7 of these things, and I mean, they somehow multiplied. I don't really know what that's all about. We've been trapped inside for 3 days. We've barely been able to communicate between trees, let alone do anything significant about it, unfortunately. We haven't even sent a missive to the Dragon Guard. It just happened so fast.
I mean, which direction did it come from, though? Did you happen to notice?
Does anyone have any clue?
He would sort of sit and ponder for a moment. We're not exactly sure where they may have come from, but I mean, about a week ago, maybe 4 days before they showed up, there was a group of students that came through. Something about a search or trying to find something. I mean, real kind folk. They paid their way and were hospitable enough, but they just had a lot of questions about the area.
Where students of?
I'm not exactly sure, and you would see Peter sort of look over at the dwarf, and the dwarf sort of raises a hand. Don't worry, Mr. Himble. I can definitely help with this one. Thank you all. Gregor Steelcrest, former university professor at Strixhaven. There were about 5 students. They came through, I believe, maybe to be 3rd, 4th years. Not too terribly sure, but they seem to be wearing the Lorehold colors and crests. I know they had 2 Goliath fellows with them, pulling along a large, heavy cart. And Peter would sort of nod. Exactly. There were 5 of them, 2 Goliaths, and I think one of them was a devilkin. The others, I think, were just human. I didn't really notice anything odd about them. But yeah, they just had a lot of questions, and I mean, they asked a lot about sort of the eastern parts of the forest, the eastern reaches, as it's called. The Prine Forest is pretty big. And then they were here for a night, and then they were on their way.
What sorts of questions?
Where did they say they were going in the eastern reaches?
Lorehold, that's a fun name. Never heard of it.
And Peter would sort of like think on it. Gregor probably looking back over. They were mentioning some things about the east. We're not exactly sure. They really wanted to know more about territories and if there were any oddities or such, or any strange goings on, which, I mean, there weren't. Not until these things showed up anyway.
Well, we should definitely sit down and have a drink and maybe discuss this a little bit more. We're very interested in.
Yeah, how long ago was this again? You said.
It was about a week ago. I think about 4 days before these things showed up. You know, we were stuck indoors for about 3 days, about to go on 4.
And nobody thought to go check the East Forest after some strangers came asking about the east side of the forest.
They were cordial enough with good coin to spare. University papers saying that they were on a research study, and it all seemed above board.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fair.
Can we
Wasn't
sit down over?
suspicious of everyone. You should, just relax a little bit. You
It's
guys
just
wanna-
like maybe we should
some
check out
spiders.
more of the forest because like there's spider webs everywhere, man. Like we saw them like from a long time ago.
Well, here, I propose a plan. Why don't we sit down over a drink, and we're very curious about this group that came through. Would you mind answering some questions?
I personally don't mind, Mr. Himble, if that's all right. And Peter would give a nod. I'm more than happy to answer any questions as well. And Gregor giving a bit of a nod. Right, perhaps we best just keep it inside my home. Best not go to the tavern. And Peter would probably nod along. Right. I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to go in there and relax. Best not trouble them with this sort of talk. Righto. And Gregor would sort of motion to the still open door that leads into this, fairly largish tree.
Kale's just gonna turn around and you guys are welcome. Please let us know if you see any other spiders.
Yeah, come on. Shh. No. Come on.
Jinx it.
And all of you would step into the space, seeing a sort of maybe late 20s halfling, sort of sitting up on some crates eagerly as you all enter. the dwarf Gregor sort of calling out, yes, this is my niece Tara. Don't mind her. Please take a seat or stand wherever you all like. And Peter
Just
would
gonna
enter.
Sit on this box.
Sit in on some crates.
He would take a seat at the table. Gregor.
Oh, there's a table. That's right. We should.
Oh,
Probably sit at
I honestly wasn't too sure what that was.
It's not the biggest table. Gregor, being a dwarf, even looks a little big sitting at it. Perfectly made for a halfling, it would appear. Then Peter would sort of look over. Is there anything else we could help with?
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but we probably need a place to stay for the night.
Yeah, that was kind of like our initial plan.
But
That's fair.
seeing as the situation is a bit more different than we expected.
I mean, a place to stay for the night, and then just make answers to some of our questions.
And Gregor would give like a heavy nod. I am more than happy to accommodate. Me and my niece here, we have a fairly fine tree. We could definitely put up some mats and such. Unfortunately, Himbrel has yet to construct a proper inn. And Peter just like putting a couple of couple of hands. He puts both of his hands up. Look! I know that the township has been asking it for some time. We're figuring it out. We're still trying to find the right tree. Nah, fair enough. But yes, you lot are more than happy to stay here.
I imagine it takes us a long time to build or grow a tree like this, huh?
It does. A bit of a lengthy process, but true nonetheless. The stronger the will, the stronger the tree made from it.
Quaint. She's looking about the space.
It's a fairly decent sized tree. It's been fairly carved out. All the furniture and fixings are all man-made. It has a pretty high ceiling. Lots of shelves and racks can be seen, as well as drop down rope ladders that can be pulled to get up to some storage sections up above.
Well, at least there's only one way in and one way out.
Yeah, precisely. That is why our homes made perfect defenses, though they quickly turned into prisons.
Well, I mean,
Oh, it's a good thing we killed the wardens.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully you don't have to deal with any of that anymore.
Maybe we should check though, 'cause how were there more? What if also there are more later again?
Yeah, no, we should definitely check around and see if there's a nest or something somewhere.
Because
This would be a terrible pest problem to continue to deal with. But you were saying something about these students from this interesting location, school perhaps, maybe?
Strixhaven?
Here?
Is that what it was?
And Peter sort of grinning. Strixhaven, I'm sure you've heard of it.
Strix.
The grandest university in all the lands.
Yeah, no, sorry, it doesn't ring a bell.
it rings one bell.
Oh, right. Pretty famous, honestly. Pretty well known. I mean,
Well,
they
and
came
you said
through.
so-
They
Yeah, you said
there were some.
five people?
Yes, 5. 2 Goliaths, 1 Devilkin, and I believe the other 2 were human. I'm not exactly sure, but they were nice. They stayed in for a night. They just camped out, but they stayed here for a night, shelter, had some drinks over at the tavern. Again, the good paying, kind folk, kept to themselves, but not cold or even distant necessarily. We did see them traveling eastward. They followed the shores over, and from what we assumed, they headed that way. But if you think they may be involved, and Gregor sort of looks over, giving a heavy nod. I think they are. I think they are involved. I mean, a bit of a strange coincidence, don't you think? I mean, they come poking around, asking weird questions about the histories of the land, and then these strange monsters show up.
Oh, they were talking about the histories of the land. Interesting. What kind of questions did they ask about that?
Peter sort of like pipes up over Gregor. Silly questions about the Blood Age and what battles took place here in these particular areas. And I mean, honestly, we don't know much of that. I mean, Himble's only been around for 30 years, 35 years, I think. It's
Well, also, like, isn't the Blood Ages kind of like lost history?
exactly. That's what we were getting at. And they didn't seem too happy, but I mean, they carried on. Fair enough.
Was that all they asked? Just what battles took place here?
Battles,
They-
legends, oddities, strange happenings. Of course, they asked the typicals if there's any snarls or gnarls in the area, which there isn't. Everyone comes poking around in these parts looking for them.
Why
Wait,
year?
what? Everybody?
I mean, a lot of folk. I mean, when they're going on their spiritual walkings, visiting the snarls,
Hmm.
Right.
Why did they even come here? Is there like a rumor about it?
Not that I've ever heard. They just come searching and looking, but these folks
Yes.
didn't seem too terribly perturbed with that. They asked the general question, which is not too uncommon, especially when you're in a small town like this, but not exactly sure what they could have been looking for.
And I know that you said that a couple of them might have been human. Do you happen to remember like what color their hair was, or like if they were wearing glasses, or if they were female or male, like just any kind of defining features?
And Gregor and Peter both sort of like ponder, and Tara, sitting off to the side, Gregor's niece, would sort of like pipe up. One of them had red hair. Boy, he didn't look too terribly old. He probably was human. He looked it. The Devilkin, she was a girl. She had beautiful purple skin. And she sort of like ponders. And the others weren't really the talkative ones. The big ones. And Gregor chimes in. Goliath, honey, Goliath. She nods. Goliaths. They weren't too talkative. They talked amongst themselves, but not much to us.
Does any of that ring a bell to any of us?
I'm trying to
Like,
think about the soap ball team.
yeah, like that
Yeah, team.
that group just sounds like a group that we faced off against. But like,
I don't remember the Goliath. I mean, there's those two douchers, right? That like picked on Phineas.
yeah, like
There
I
were,
can't remember
Was
the rest
that-
of their team.
there were 3 of those dudes.
there are 3.
3 of those dudes.
Not all Goliaths know each other, you guys. It's pretty messed up.
Thank you, Bryce.
Stereotypes exist for a reason.
For some reason, I thought it was just 2 Goliaths with that interaction.
I mean, but we probably don't recognize them, I assume.
No, like as you guys are pondering, that's a pretty vague description.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys happen to catch any names or any, maybe?
I mean, honestly, not that we can recall. Tara chimes in. With Peter. No, I mean, not not really. Didn't really give out too much information, just asked some questions. And again, they were fair enough. They had coin to spare and paid generously. We didn't think too much of it. They even flashed their work missive, like Sir Steelcrest here mentioned. Gregor nods. Yeah, again, former professor. I worked there for some time, a little bit ago. Again, nothing too recent. But, I mean, it looked official enough. Had some fancy signing, a lot of words, mumbo jumbo. Not really my jam, but official enough.
Do you remember if it was signed by anybody?
I mean, yeah, almost all of those have some sort of signature on them, and that one had a big old one, real fancy, you know the type. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Not all rich people know each other.
I mean, when they set out, did they happen to say where their destination might have wanted to be?
Peter sort of like thinks on it for just a second. I mean, we did see them leaving East, and I mean, they did have a few questions about the Eastern Reaches. Again, they had a lot of questions, but there were like, I don't know, 6 or 7 specifically about there, and I don't know what they may find out there, and if we've been out there, which we mean we don't go out that far, there's no reason to.
Well, I think one of you may have to go with us.
Well, how far is it?
Oh, if you follow the shoreline, and once the lake begins to bend in and begins to head south again, you keep on heading due east. You'll probably hit it in 2-ish hours, maybe?
By foot?
Yeah, it's not too terribly bad. I mean, I'd imagine those fellas with their big, hand cart thing that those Goliath guys were pushing around. It probably was pretty difficult getting through sections. Some of those woods in the eastern reaches are pretty clustered.
And I'm sorry to bother you again, but did you happen to see like any of the stuff that was in that handcart? Did anything look like out of place or odd? For
Just like a cart of spider limbs, or
just like maybe weird glass vials, mysterious liquids that seem out of place.
Or was it just a bunch of closed crates, or was it even empty?
Gregor would sort of chime in on this one. Didn't really look too much in it myself, but looked like a lot of excavation gear. I saw a set of pickaxes, a hand drill or two maybe. And Tara would sort of like speak over, cutting him off. I did poke around in there for just a minute, Uncle. I mean, they had a lot of supplies, like food, stuff like that. I mean, I took a couple apples. Again, just full transparency, they were actually really good. Tents, some water, yeah, and a lot of tools, I guess. There were some books, a lot of big words, weren't a whole lot of pictures. I mean, that's really it.
Sounds like the student type.
what time of day is it?
It's getting close to sunset at this point.
So
Maybe
if
we
we
should-
set out now, it would be
Yeah.
nighttime. By the
It'd
time we
probably
start.
probably be damn near nighttime, if not a very low sunset by the time you guys would begin to reach like the eastern reaches proper.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're
set out in the
probably
morning.
done asking questions, right?
Yeah,
Mm,
I mean, we
Any-
really came
anybody
in
have-
hot with.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry.
Listen
we
here,
came in
motherfucker.
slow.
Why are you feeding strangers with money, huh? What's that about? Maybe just ask if the tavern's still open, or if they
Yeah.
could get something to eat.
Gregor would
it's
give
not
a bit of a nod. I would imagine once we get things probably a little cleaned up, I bet you the tavern tree should be well and open.
Just
If they haven't drank all the supplies in 3 days.
You need food more than anything. So you just
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, and it'd be nice to talk to some of the other locals and see what
you come here
they
to
had to
relax.
say to them, what questions they had for them, and then maybe
Also, maybe see if anybody wants to come with us.
yeah, see if we can find a guide through this shit.
I think it would be smart, not only for us, but for you guys to have somebody bear witness in case there is something.
A witness to my glory. Or, yeah.
And Peter would probably like give Gregor a look, and Gregor would probably roll his eyes. I'll be more than happy to accompany you lot to the eastern reaches. Not to belittle anyone here in this community, but if anything does happen, I'm probably the most able. I spent many years teaching martial combat and tactics. I'm fairly knowledgeable, a little rusty, but sturdy enough. And he like pats the wound that's still like loosely healing. There's like the torn cloth from the spider bite. He like winces just a little bit. Just a little rusty.
And I assume people in this town trust your opinion and would believe you if you were to find something.
I mean, I would hope so. And Peter would look at you, Gale. I mean, I would. That's all that matters. People listen to me. I trust Gregor. And Gregor's never done nothing wrong. Gregor gives a bit of a shrug. May have pissed off a few people with strong opinions, but it is what it is.
Hey, even pissing people off, at least people know they can trust you.
That's what I'm saying.
To piss them off.
And I'm not going to lie to their faces. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, it sounds like you and Gil are gonna be best friends.
Fair enough. Right, let's maybe help clean up a little bit, get some drinks, get some food in us. We can set out at dawn tomorrow if that's all right with you.
Is there a place to take like a bath or anything? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, yes, the water is actually immaculately beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Bit cold, possibly. Again, odd time of year to choose to go out, but nonetheless possible.
I mean, I'll be fine. I don't know about you guys.
I haven't been able to submerge in a body of water since the cave.
Yeah, it'll be like the cave.
Just
A little
press
cold, a little
digitation
refreshing.
myself clean.
You guys gonna go right now at night?
At dawn?
I'll go whenever. I don't care.
Is this the tentacle man?
And we'll speed through time just a little bit as you guys would help clean up, help do a quick search of some of the nearby trees and surroundings to ensure there aren't any bushels or nests or anything like that.
Like
Finding
mage hand
none,
grabs
thankfully.
those webs.
Burn it all! Burn
Nothing?
It all!
But you would find eventually. Again, the night begins to fall, some of you employing either your enchanted torches that you have, or some of the citizens or Gregor accompanying you hold various lamps and torches.
Dark vision.
You would find mangled pieces of corpses of halflings, missing various
Oh.
limbs, missing various entrails, almost as if split open, as if it's a cocoon.
Oh,
and-
gross.
Oh,
You see several of these, and
Oh,
now sort of
no.
learning how they reproduce and how they did almost double-ish in numbers from what you sort of heard initially.
Whoopsie poopsie.
That's so gross. Does that mean that people are infected in this village?
I mean, after
No, I
30
think it
days,
like
you never
eats
know.
them and then uses that to
Oh,
like
okay,
make
Okay, it's not like this,
cocoons.
it's not like the parasitic wasp that like takes over the body of the creature and like makes it a zombie and then controls it and then all of a sudden it just like bursts out of it.
well, yeah, because
Maybe.
like when we killed them, there was like green smoke or energy, right? Like,
Mhm.
I'm very
Well-
concerned.
Guess we'll find out. Can we do a break?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Like, we'll Just like again, like the quick time lapse. You guys help do the check through, help clean up. You guys go down to the Tree Tavern and get a
Check
few
all
drinks. A few of the patrons that come by, you guys do ask them a couple of questions. Just sort of like getting some info here or there. Not really learning anything new, but confirming information that you've gathered. Some of you cleaning, some of you taking some rest. Nightfall fully coming. You guys getting various states of sleep. And we'll take a break and we'll pick up in the morning as you guys set out eastward.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Did not expect this sort of encounter. Something to do with Strixhaven like this.
I think Bryce, Brett can get detect magic with the primer, right? If you.
He could, but he did like unattune from his primer.
Oh. Does Marius still have his primer?
Yeah.
She would just want to make sure somebody, like, before we go to bed, has detect magic, and she's gonna have identify for tomorrow.
Okay.
Because she's a little paranoid about that green smoke energy stuff.
I'll switch it to detect magic for my prime.
And it'll be good for looking around, just in
Yeah.
general.
Truth.
Yeah.
Truth.
Long rest, right? Okay.
Long rest.
Yeah,
yes,
after
yes,
a long
yes.
rest.
You guys can do that in our little breaky poo. Get all your bits back.
Okay.